The Syrian president has questioned the true nature of the opposition forces trying to bring his regime to its knees. In an interview with a Russian TV channel, Bashar al-Assad claims the campaign is being funded from abroad. Let's get some more details now on this and across live to RT's Tessa Arcilia. Tessa, good to see you. So President Assad, he's made his position clear. It seems he's determined to fight to stay on.
Yeah, certainly strong words coming from the Syrian President, Bashar al-Assad. I mean, the conflict in his country has been going on for almost 8 months now. And in that interview to the Russian channel, he had also said that any attempts to destabilize the country could lead to what he called an earthquake that would not just have implications in the region, but also global implications. He said that it's natural for a small state that is like Syria, to fight back. And he reiterated that Syria is certainly not Libya. And also, as you mentioned earlier, he did voice out his thoughts, what he and his government believe is the real cause behind the uprising in this country. Let's listen.
Today we have hundreds of soldiers, police and security forces among the dead. How were they killed? During peaceful demonstrations or because some slogans being shouted out? No, they were shot. And this means we're dealing with armed people. We don't know whether the weapons reached Syria from Israel or any other state that possesses such weapons. But there is evidence of mines and grenades that were put in places packed with civilians. This led to casualties in a number of cases. The information obtained during the latest interrogation of terrorists shows there was arms smuggling to Syria from neighbouring states. The campaign was funded from abroad, and we have a list of those who are responsible for this.
Now, Tessa, we've seen months of unrest in Syria. Talk to us about what's being done to actually help resolve this ongoing crisis.
Well, since the uprising started in March of this year, the government has tried to put forth some reforms. I mean, the president had said that they're planning parliamentary elections in February of next year. And also they put forth this so-called multi-party law, which allows other political parties outside of the ruling Ba'ath Party to participate. Now, in parallel to that, though, those reforms that the government wants to put forward, their protests, of course, continue. According to the UN, about 3,000 or more than 3,000 people have already been killed since March. And I was in Syria just about 2 weeks ago, talking to those protesters who are continuing to go out into the streets. The government, again, maintaining that these are the armed forces inflicting the violence, but the protesters saying, in fact, they have by and large been peaceful and that it is the security forces firing upon them. And it is true that some of them are calling for this no-fly zone to end the violence that they see. However, it has to be said that there are opposition voices, such as the National Coordination Council, which tries to bring together the different opposing voices in Syria. They're saying that while they're very critical of the reforms being put forth by the government, saying it's not enough, they're also wary of calling or endorsing a so-called no-fly zone, because they do see that this could just result in more bloodshed. They don't want to see that in their country. Now, the Arab League, of course, has been actively trying to find a solution as well, trying to speak with Syrian officials. They put forth a plan to President Assad. He said that he will be willing to talk to all opposition voices, including those formed during the conflict. However, these are words for now. They want to see actual a negotiation table. And that's not to say that, I mean, the external pressure is increasing, that even if there's a lot of hesitation to any form of foreign intervention, words coming from the Western leaders, as well as China and Russia, who, as we know, had vetoed that UN resolution calling for sanctions on Syria, all of them are calling for a dialogue, for real results, to see the violence really stop. And that's really the main focus right now of the pressure coming from the outside. They just want the violence to stop.
Yeah, Tessa, certainly seems like there is a lot of international outside pressure coming down on that regime. RT's Tessa Arcilia, they're live from outside the Ministry of Foreign Affairs right here in Moscow. Thank you.